Chris Morris there. Well, Nigel Farage, Vice Chairman of the Leave Means Leave campaign group, is in our Westminster studio. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
There are those that are saying your prospectus before the last referendum was a lie and is now being found out.
50 years of lies, 50 years of being told it's a common market, don't worry your little heads. Then it became a political union. 50 years of being told there's no European army. This week we have Angela Merkel saying it'll be completed within a couple of years. We're used to lies. What we argued for in the referendum was that the United Kingdom should become an independent country. And independent countries make their own laws, control their own borders, and choose their own friends in the world. And nothing about that has changed. And Brexit itself must not be seen to be tarnished by a Prime Minister who simply never believed in it.
But with great respect, there are people who've been trying for thousands of hours to make what you promised happen.
No, they haven't.
Clearly can't.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't. Do you know, Commissioner Kinnock told me in 2001, as he was then, followed on by Giscard d'Estaing and many others, if you want to leave the EU and have a simple free trade deal, we will do that with you. The utterly bizarre thing about nearly 2.5 years of Theresa May as Prime Minister is we haven't even asked for a trade deal. She made it clear from the Florence speech onwards she wanted to opt back into parts of the EU. No wonder that Angela Merkel this week said Mrs May wants to stay part of Europe, and that just about sums up this agreement.
But you're talking about the future. We're still dealing with the divorce deal. This is the withdrawal moment. I mean, what would you be doing now in Theresa May's position?
Well, there is no future deal, because what she's signed up to keeps us trapped in perpetuity, basically inside a customs union, unable to make our own laws, stuck with open borders, and no doubt the sort of 40 to 60 billion pounds we're currently talking about will be considerably higher. There is only one thing to do with this, the worst deal in history, and that is to put it in the bin.
Have you read it?
Well, I've read some of it, and my lawyers
So
read all 585 pages, and the more I learn, the less I like it.
But you haven't read the whole document?
No, I could take 3 days off and do so, I suppose. And if anybody comes on this show and tells you they've read it all and quote it verbatim, they're probably a liar.
The difficulty is, and you know better than I, that here in Westminster the atmosphere is febrile. We've used that word far too often, but it does sum up where we are. The people watching you right now are saying in the real world we're quite frightened now because politics, whatever side it comes from, has let us down.
Yeah, you're right. Politics has betrayed something. Not just a referendum vote, but a general election vote as well, in which 85% of people voted for parties that said we are leaving the single market, we are leaving the European Union's institutions, only to find that effectively they've been betrayed by the government and by Parliament. So it is a very sad moment in a way that we've got to in terms of British democracy, but there is a ray of hope. And I think all these resignations today signal the end of this Prime Minister who never believed in Brexit. There is now a real opportunity to get somebody who's a Brexiteer with vision into that job, and the country will unite behind them.
Name a name.
Well, I can think of 2 or 3 who could do it very, very well. I'm not going to put a curse on any one of them.
People around me shouting people's vote. Is that a way forward here?
We had the people's vote. They just can't accept it. It's extraordinary. But these are, I'm afraid, the powerful global forces. It's big money, it's big politics, and it can't accept the concept of a nation state in Europe being independent. We have had the vote. We don't need to do it again. And if we did do it again, I suspect the Leave vote would be even bigger.
So what you seem to be saying is, if we leave without a deal, that is still the best option.
We voted to be independent. We voted to take back control of our laws, our money and our borders, Prime Minister, a phrase that you seem to use over and over without actually meaning it. We didn't vote for any specific deal. I still think that the right route would be a genuine free trade agreement. After all, the EU have signed them with Canada and other countries. But if they decide that they're not really worried about BMWs or about champagne and about all the products that come to this country, then we'll leave on World Trade Organization rules, we'll become an independent state, and we'll make a great success of it.
Do you think you're a divisive character?
I think the attempt to close down debate, to demonise anybody that dared talk about immigration controls as racist and extremist, I think it's no wonder, after years of suppression, that characters like me were able to puncture the political class, and they don't like it.
Nigel Farage, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
I'm in favour of Brexit, actually, because I'd rather be a poor master of my own fate than a rich servant of someone else's.